Hi, welcome back to Shotoku Tech. Yeah, previously we installed Home Assistant on the Raspberry Pi 3B. You want to check out that video if you haven't seen it. Got it fired up, running, hooked up to Ethernet on the network. And we did everything we needed to do all the way up to getting started. And today is getting started. We're going to put two TP-Link smart home outlets on there, and we're going to hook up to the open weather forecast. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Previously, I showed you how to back up and restore your Home Assistant, and that's the option that you have right here out of the gate. Brand new installation, you could restore from an existing configuration, but I'm starting from scratch. I'm going to create my own smart home here. Got to put my name in there, Shotoku Tech. All right, passwords. Yeah, if my username's in lowercase, I just want my name to be in lowercase as well. I like consistency. It's just easier. Okay, yeah, let's see. We're gonna search. I'm gonna search by zip code. I don't want to put my address in there, dox myself on the internet. Yeah. I'll have to blur out some things in here because it's going to show you exactly where my house is. Yeah, okay. So we'll blur out. Yeah, that's Tucson. Okay, next. Yeah, I'm not going to collect any data. I'm just going to leave all these switched off and hit next. Okay. Wow, they've already found compatible devices. I really, when we get there, we're going to see what I really don't want any of those devices, but that's just me anyway. Okay, so here we are at the overview screen. Oh, yeah, see, I got to repair something here. Under voltage detected. We'll talk about that in another video too. Okay. Hopefully we can fix it with a proper Raspberry Pi power supply. Okay, critical. Oh no, you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta hit the clear button there. Okay, let's see. Home Assistant Core, we gotta do an update. Yeah, we're here now. I'm showing you how to get started. Go ahead and do the update. Yeah, it takes a while. It took about 9 minutes. It's interesting. It progresses up to 70% just right before your eyes, and then it sits there for 9 minutes chewing. It might go up a little bit, but yeah, it took all of 9 minutes. Here we are coming back. You see down at the bottom, not everything will be available till everything is started, and you get various starting messages at the bottom of the screen there. All right, starting the Meteorologics Institute, starting Raspberry Pi, not everything available until startup is finished. There we come. Yeah, Home Assistant has started. All right, so you can see I already have the critical under voltage detected again. You hit submit and then it goes away. Issue is repaired. Let's look at our overview here. Let's see, devices discovered, that is over there. Living room doesn't have anything in it. These are your zones. Kind of helps you organize which smart home devices you have where. Here's where all the devices are going to reside as a collection. Let's see. Okay, discovered devices. All right. I don't want my Open Media Vault there. I don't want my printer, my CenturyLink router. I don't know what iBeacon Tracker is. Leave a comment down below if you know what it is, because I really don't know what it is. Okay, so here we're managing discovered devices. I'm going to ignore my Brother HL L2390DW printer. I got it refurbed for like just a little over $100. Good laser printer. Yeah, let's get rid of the iBeacon Tracker. No idea what that is. Okay, get rid of my Open Media Vault. Yeah, ignore. Yeah, you are gonna detect devices in your house if you have any smart devices whatsoever. If they're on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, it's gonna find them, and you just might not want all of them. Yeah, down here is some interesting configured integrations. These are integrations that are already configured. Okay. We're going to talk about integrations next once we get through this here. Ignore my CenturyLink router. Ignore. Now this is the lamp next to my wife's bed. Well, next to her nightstand in our bedroom. And uh, I can't even control it with the app that it's supposed to use. It doesn't connect up to the app. I don't know. I guess it does work with the remote, so that part's cool. I just don't know. Maybe there's a connect button on the remote control I haven't hit yet. we'll have to go check that out someday. But anyway, it failed to connect, so we can just say, yeah, never mind, and let's go back, and we'll ignore that device. Yeah, I'd like to ignore it too because it just doesn't work. Let's take a little tour here. Yeah, so we're back at overview. If I click on map, it's going to show you exactly where I'm at. Here's the weather. I don't know if I want the Norwegian Meteorological Institute to tell me how hot it is in Arizona. Those numbers look a little high to me. I don't think it quite got that hot. Yeah, I think that's a bit much. Everything has configurable attributes on every entity. Has so many things that you can configure. Yeah. Let's see, service info. Let's go look at that. Yeah, Meteorologics Institute, METNO. And you see that basically off to the right-hand side of the screen. Oh, you can hook up to your electricity grid. So if you have solar, then you can see, are you putting electricity back on the grid, or check out how much electricity you're consuming from your electric company. Okay, activity shows us a variety of things. Home Assistant started, power status problem. You see the previous power status problem. Okay, wow. I just left this thing on. Forgot about it. Next noon. All right, history. No history in that time span that's configured. Media sources. Now this is interesting. Yeah, my I don't have any images configured. I don't have any DLNA servers, but this is interesting. This radio browser, I want to try that out. Let's find the United States. This is actually going pretty cool. By the time you get done with this video, you're going to feel a lot more confident in just loading Home Assistant with the instructions from the previous video and getting started. Okay. All right. So I think if the tile doesn't have an avatar, it's probably not going to work. I'm going to check out this hip hop workout. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, gotta turn the volume up. Trying it here. Video recording.
Keeping you locked in the zone with commercial-free hip-hop workout radio on iHeartRadio.
Rock the house. Yeah, because I clicked on the Hard Rock radio and it didn't do anything. So yeah, it seems like the tiles that aren't populated don't work. Shopping list, that's better than having a piece of paper stuck with a magnet to your refrigerator door. I like that. It's centralized. Anybody can log into Home Assistant from wherever that in the house and add something to the shopping list. Let's see. So now we dive into settings. I tried clicking on Home Assistant Cloud. The wheel just kind of spun there for a while. And so I gave up. I'll read up on it and figure out what I need to do. I don't know if I really need a Home Assistant Cloud, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Here's integrations, devices. There's so many aspects of Home Assistant that some of them are configurable, some of them aren't entities. Everything that you see on this page is an entity, and including the system that it's running on is an entity or more than one. You see off on the far right side, status, the ones with the pencil with the X mark through it, those are unmanageable. Whereas if it has an ellipsis, you can click on it. So you could configure me. I should have clicked the little gear to see what there was I could do with that. I wonder if there's like login hours and stuff like that. I don't know. Integrations. Let's get back to integrations. We're going to add integrations. There's literally hundreds of integrations that you can add to Home Assistant. And each of them comes with a Home Assistant produced instruction page with references to the ultimate, the page of the service that you're going to consume. We'll see that when we configure the open weather. But yeah, see here, I'm just got to the letter B. I've been scrolling and scrolling. There's so many. What you do want to do is before you go buy some smart home device, make sure that it's an integration that's supported in Home Assistant. So we're going to see how you can search for your TP-Link smart home outlet, for example. Yeah, so these guys were configured and working with Home Assistant before the great plumbing asbestos abatement disaster of 2025 when I stopped using Home Assistant last year, and they've just been sitting there. They've actually been there for 5 years now. To configure them, you hook your TP-Link app to the device and then you set it up for Wi-Fi. Here we are, we're adding the TP-Link integration. Now, if you leave the host field blank, I don't know the IP address or name of those devices. If you leave it blank, it'll use Discovery to find the devices that work with that integration. So just like I say, anything that's on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, chances are Home Assistant's going to find, and it found them, primary and secondary. Those were the names of my switches. I actually think I had a tertiary. I don't know where it is. I also have like this long power strip that you can control each individual plug on too. Okay, I don't want to add it to the living room, the kitchen, or the bedroom because it's the 3D printing lab area where I have all my electronic gadgets, 3D printers, laser engraver, stuff like that. So we're going to create a lab area and then we can select lab. I don't know, I didn't look hard enough to see if I could set the icon on the lab. But here it is. There's my device, primary, and there's so many other things I can configure there. Interesting. Add to dashboard, add to dashboard. Okay, settings. Yeah, that gives me an idea for later. Okay, yeah, and there's my secondary TP-Link smart home device. So any discovered devices show up in settings under integrations. Yeah, and so I'm going to add secondary to the lab. We're doing pretty good. So now you know how to add your TP-Link stuff to Home Assistant. It's this easy. I can switch on primary. Let's click on there. Switch it on. Switch it off. Okay, there we go. Excellent, excellent. All right. So don't you feel more comfortable already about getting started with Home Assistant? That's what this video is all about. Yeah, like I say, I don't want my weather coming from Norway, nothing personal Norway. Leave a comment down below if you're in Norway. I just those temperatures look really hot compared to reality, although it is hot. Okay. So I wanted to find a different weather service, one that I'm familiar with, Open Weather Map. Yeah, I've made a couple of videos. You can search my channel. I had the Open Weather configured on basically a e-ink from LilyGo. So here's the Home Assistant instruction page informing you how to use the integration, how to configure it, etc. Supported modes. And then there was a link to get your API key. I signed in and I'm going to get my API key. I'm going to use the latest Open Weather One call. I'm blurring out my API keys so you don't steal them. I still have them from 5 years ago on this page. I just signed in here last week to make this video. This last week, drop that key there. I'm going to click this to current. It wouldn't work with 3.0 selected. Now I'm a little baffled here. I wanted to put it on the main screen. I don't know how to do that. I've come to realize that maybe I can click on the device later and say add to dashboard. But let's see. So we don't know where it is, but we know it's a device, so it's going to be over here. Yeah, you see it's got all that cool stuff right there. Everything I need to know about Tucson, Arizona weather right up to the very moment. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, you are the smartest tech audience on YouTube. Please leave a comment below, like this video to help the algorithm share it with more makers, subscribe and turn on notifications, and check out my Home Assistant playlist. All right, thanks again. Check out the videos. Happy to be here. I'll make more Home Assistant for you. All right, stay tuned. And I'm going live 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it.